speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you knew good for me. That's why me know set me if it go flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize thy wings. Surely I cleave where I eat.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Friday, and when it's Friday, it's poetry. And today, in our poetry corner, we have none other than Mr. Errol D. Errol is going to join us in a few moments, and we're going to chit-chat. He's going to say some poetry, and we're going to, just have some fun today. I want to send some shout out to all my friends and family out there in Jamaica who are still cleaning up from the little flood that they experienced. Also to some friend of mine in Haiti who have left yesterday to go see if they can help out over there. I hope that everything is okay on that front. And most of all, let us continue to pray, because this is the time for us to be praying and praying as hard as we can, because prayer changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. I got with me this morning Courtney, Flavius, Francine, and Max Wanette. They are out this morning, but it's all personal. So Courtney, top of the morning, Courtney.
Top of the morning to our guest, special guest, Errol D, and to all our listeners and viewers. I just giving you a great shout out today, and I want to give a special shout out to my friend Malachi Smith, who's celebrating a birthday today. Just big up anywhere you are, Malachi. Yeah, man, great poet.
Okay.
And today in New Jersey, it's our overcast, looking for rain later or shortly. So, but just a wonderful day.
Well, Florida State, we have a little sunshine this morning, so I'm saying by midday it's going to change. That's my prediction, because we know it go. There's another, what you call it, another tropical depression by the name of Henri is out there as well, but it's not a threat to Florida as much as Grace was. So Fred was, sorry. So let's hope everything is good, because they said this one is heading up. Maybe your side, Courtney. It's going to be a part of Long Island, Boston, and Portland. So, hey, remember there were days, when storm, people, I remember my friends them up north used to say, boy, I'm glad me not live in Florida, because hurricane prone like the Caribbean. But no, them can't say that no more. Because
because it is slated to hit Boston,
Yeah.
And if it's Boston, it's coming New York, New Jersey, and all the places this side. So
before I bring in Errol, I want to bring in Errol in style this morning. So I'm going to play this song, and then I'm going to bring in Errol. Okay, Errol, so hold strong. Don't feel no way. We're going to bring you into the conversation in a few minutes.
Fly, Jamaica fly, let us fly so high, rise and fly, Jamaica fly, let us fly so high. Oh, rise up, step up and fly. Rise up, step up and fly. Let's rise above the system that keep we down so long. Rise up, step up and fly. I
up, step up and fly. Wake up, rise up, step up and fly. Let's sing the songs of freedom as we celebrate. Rise up, step up and fly. Fly, Jamaica fly.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Fly so high, rise and fly, Jamaica fly, let us fly so high. Come on, rise.
Errol D. Bean has written and recorded an extensive repertoire of songs, and with over 40 years of literary and musical production to his credit, he has worked with music icons including Ernie Ranglin, Ken Boothe, Dwight Pinkney, Grub Cooper, Wayne Armond, Nambo Robinson, Dean Frazer, Dennis Ruston and Jon Williams, among others, and has recorded combinations with Ken Boothe, Pam Hall and ABIJAH and others. Bean has worked with a number of producers, most notably award-winning engineer-producer Rohan Dwyer.
Rise and fly, Jamaica fly. Rise up, step up.
The Real Stuff Podcast, welcome this morning, Errol Bean. Top of the morning, sir, top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Franco.
So tell me. I mean, you tell me this song was a festival entry back in what, 15?
Actually, no. Actually, we didn't enter it. Wayne Armond, who did most of the production on that song, and Dennis Ruston and mixed by Rohan Dwyer. He said I should, but I don't enter competitions, and it was not entered. But yeah, it was. But thanks for the compliment, and it says that the song is 2012. It was part of my Jamaica 50 celebrations when I did prayers in English, Spanish, French, and Jamaica tour.
Okay, it could have been but did they have any competition that year? They didn't, right? 12 and 13 there wasn't, right?
No, I think they celebrated with a number of the past hits. So it would not have been.
You're right, yeah, because there was a song that pulled me back to Jamaica.
Yes.
The one that I think we'd call it Sweet Jamaica. With Vegas and Company. No, the one with Vegas. I think U.W.I and
yes.
I like the video. The video.
That song too.
Okay. Yes. I love the video. Just seeing all of those things that I miss. I said,
authentic.
No, I forgot to Jamaica next year, and I was there 2013. And from that time until now, well, COVID now broke my chain. I keep going every year.
Yes.
But for those who don't know who Errol is, you want to give them shed some more light on who Errol Bean is?
Okay. In a nutshell, everybody has a long story if they have lived long. I have a long story. I'm 70 years old, February gone. So I've gotten my 70 years and now asked the Most High for some more to finish the work according to God's plan. I was born in Hanover, grew up in Frankfield, Clarendon. So hope some of my friends from Clarendon and Frankfield and Hanover are listening or will watch the videos subsequently. Incidentally, today, people are out in numbers buying up because we're having some no movement days coming up.
Yeah.
We'll hear more about that. So the road is like a grand market or a big storm is coming in Jamaica today. So some person who wanted to come on the live feed may not. But anyway, the point is, I actually had the desire from when I was a little boy to be a singer. And my only ambition was to be a singer. But of course, two major events changed the trajectory of my life. My father left us with my mother, duly married couple, three of us. I was about 4, and the wind rush took him to England, and he never came back. All the plans to bring us to England, like many other families, did not materialize. So I grew up without a father, and my mother, who actually now became a married single mom, grew up, reared the three of us and struggled a lot. Then the other big significant thing that took place in my life was I was called to the ministry, the Christian ministry in a particular local denomination. And after 2 years of probation, I was called into St. Catherine, Kingston St. Catherine area. And because of theological differences and spiritual development in the church, my services were terminated. I was fired within months after my ordination, which took place on September 25, 1981. So those two events, of course, my family has been my bedrock. My wife, who is a historian, and my daughter, Dr. Dela Bean, who is a historian and a gender specialist, have helped me along with the persons who I've interacted with, like Professor Vereen Shepherd and the host of cultural and musical icons I've worked with over the years. Dwight Pinkney, you'll name some of them, Wayne Armond, Ernie Ranglin, interacted with Ken Boothe and ABIJAH, Pam Hall and others. Those persons have influenced me and helped me to develop my Afrocentric conditioning, understanding. And therefore, of course, Gilbert came in 1988 and devastated the house I was living in, destroyed all of my things, mashed up, as it were, my musical career, which had just started, and so I had to start over again in 2011. In a nutshell, that's my life, and poetry and writing have been the way that I have found an expression and to maintain sanity and balance, poetry and writing.
Wow, sound good, sound good. Courtney?
I am amazed at your great talent, but I would like you to explain to us.
Come closer to the mic, Courtney. Come closer to the mic.
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, I'm just amazed at your great talent, as I was saying. But there's something about your voice.
You're gone again, Courtney. You're gone again.
Well, I don't know if it's my device or something.
All right, now we're hearing you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I see you have a kind of folksy voice, like, you sound like you do well in the folk singers, and we haven't heard that kind of singing in a long while,
Thank
you.
So
I wanted to know, because, like singers back in your time and, and our time, they mostly want to like sound like an R&B artist and all of that. Mm-hmm. But I hear that natural folk singing coming out of your voice.
Yes.
It's something that you have practiced over the years, or it's just natural.
Okay. I have never even thought of myself in terms of the kind of singing I do, especially when you are not publicly lauded and branded as a great singer, and your music is not played. I say, quote unquote, I have scores of songs that have never been played, hit songs that have never been played, if you may understand that. Mr. Dexter, God rest his soul, the great musician and icon, he told me that I had one of the best tenor voices in the Jamaica. And I met him while I was university and sang with him on the university chapel choir. But I think, if I may say it myself, my voice has a high tenor range and multifaceted, if I may say it without boasting, different pitch. And Grub Cooper told me I have perfect pitch. I didn't know what he meant at the time, but I get to understand a little more. So I have not, to answer your question, I have not said, try to own this particular way of singing, but because I have all of my songs, they're all different mood. If I sing gospel, if I sing reggae, if I sing ska, if I sing the one that you just played, which is kind of a mentor style, my voice is adaptable, and I give thanks to the Most High.
Yeah, because I was going to say the same thing, because I heard in the beginning they said dee-da, dee-da, do.
Yes, influenced by the Church of God and the people around my area in Frankfield and Clarendon. I used to hear the drums beating far away when I was a little boy and it resonated with me. I didn't know what it was about when I was in Hanover, Maryland.
Yeah.
And far away, I could hear the drums in the morning. And I was afraid at first. Then I realized that it is something magical and spiritual.
Okay. So you start writing. How did you start writing?
Writing for me has been an outlet to help me to deal with my catastrophe of the trauma, I should say, of being fired by the church. That's one of the reasons.
Okay.
But the thing about it, I cannot play any instrument. I don't know the different notes. And yet I've written maybe over 100 songs and recorded scores of songs. And I have all the melody. I give all the melodies to the musicians who work with me. To answer that question, when Bob Marley died in 81, I was under my struggles from the church, being told not to come back to the church. And I say I did not trouble any woman, I did not trouble any children, I did not trouble any money. It was just spiritual. And that's to be done, exhibited, or to be discussed in another space. But the point is, I had several dreams with Bob Marley. And the first one I dreamt that his head became a mountain and filled the world, went up into the world. That's when he just died. And I woke up in the night and told my wife that Bob Marley is going to become the greatest Jamaican ever. No one will ever surpass Bob Marley. I believe it is happening. He will soon be beyond mythical figure. And another night I dreamt seeing him, and he was telling me that I could do music, and he and the group of men who work with him sat down, and the album had just come out, Uprising, and he was showing me hundreds of records and telling me that the struggles he had, and I should try music. And you know, when I woke up, I heard 5 songs in my head, including the one I did with ABIJAH called Freedom, What Shall You Gain, Time Is Running Out, and some other ones I don't remember, Poverty. And I wrote those down, and after a while, I got them recorded. So writing for me came out of experiencing trauma, and writing for me came out of interacting with Marley in vision, and just my natural inclination to wanting to be a singer, and it has inspired me to write. But more so, I believe that words and music, they can be used as a channel to propagate the message of peace and love and one love. And when I didn't have a pulpit to preach, I turned to writing. And so that has also inspired my writing.
Yeah, man, words have power, you know?
Yes.
Power. It's powerful. Well, I know you're not one who like to do a lot of reading.
Yes, that's
but
true.
Today, you know, is your day. It's Poetry Corner. And when we have a guest on Poetry Corner, you basically exhibits what your talent is. Or, you know, do as much as you can.
All right.
And with chit chat. So the floor is now yours. You know, do what you can do.
All right. So give thanks to Maxonet and others who have specifically told me that I can do the reading. She has been talking to me off air. And I have a lot of friends who have encouraged me, like Coral Brown and Sandy Bradshaw, Belzies and Jamaican. Those people have helped me. Now, I must say this, when I was at primary school, when I went to big school, I used to get a lot of beating for reading. I used to get a lot of beating for maths. I have not passed a maths exam in my life, yet I worked for 22 years in a financial institution.
You and I are the same. I guess we go to same school.
All right, yes, beating to read. And therefore, I am afraid to read, but I am overcoming it. And I want to tell you, I can't recall reading my poems in any other forum. So this is the first time I'm reading poems since you started giving me an opportunity to read my poems. So I'm going to have a 4 blocks of poems. Don't know how much we'll get through today. The first set is on love and care. And I want to dedicate this section of the number that I will read to Winston Blake and Cynthia Slash, God rest their soul. Monty Blake to an extent, but I'm closer to Winston. The only man who kisses me on my cheek, Winston Blake. He kisses everybody. And he meant nothing except love. And he taught me that love was not just an emotional thing. Love was something you do. And Cynthia Slash, my interaction with her for 15 days led me to write a book on her when she died suddenly. This book called Cynthia Slash and Love and Inspiration.
You wrote that book?
252 pages in 1 year. I interviewed most top Jamaican artists and musicians and did that book. And most of the poems, love poems I've written are in that book.
Wow.
So let me see if I can get some of the poems in now that I wrote for that book and some that I had written for my first, the first book that I wrote, actually, poetry book, is called A Flower Blooms. That's a painting of my daughter on the front.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to read one. It's called Dialogue on Love. This poem is actually recorded, but it's not released. Dialogue on Love, 1998. And as they passed by, she pressed her case. You, why should I love you? You are not of my complexion, neither do you have the same intention. You, murderer, liar, rapist, thief, could anyone expect me to love you? Love you, hypocrite, exploiter, oppressor, tyrant, and pour my love, my precious love, in swine's troughs? And you, love you with unkempt hair, ragged clothes, and dirty skin tattooed with scars of sin. Love you who search the garbage bin or beg your daily bread and make the open trench your bed. Why should I love you? To make you my friend? To what end? Why should I love you? To let you in my sacred space, my world? For what gain? Tell me, why should I love you? Thick silence permeates the air. Then one of them replied, though you are a fluent linguist and know the dialect of angels, but speak not the language of love, your utterances only disrupt the rhythm of life. Yes, you may speak on behalf of God and understand the secrets of life and death, possessing the power of faith to dislocate the blue mountain, but have not love. You are an empty vessel. You may cheerfully give to the poor and the destitute, and offer your body to be burned for the cause of righteousness and justice, but give not love. You shall reap the fruit of emptiness, emptiness, emptiness. I read one more. Dare to care. If you can dare to care and give others hope to live, if you can dare to care and to the needy freely give, if you can dare to care and your blessings gladly share, if you can dare to care and stretch a helping, healing hand, if you can dare to care and count not the price and the sacrifice, if you can dare to care and crave not a reward in paradise, you may send rays of sunshine in the dark, the faint-hearted to inspire. You may light a torch of love that shall be extinguished, be quenched never. Would you like a comment here, or you want me to read a couple more out of the love zone poems?
Give us another love one, because I like your love poetry.
Thank you. This little one is called Talk to Me. It's love expressed in friendship.
Okay.
Talk to me. It's okay. Take your time. Dig deep. Choose the pace. I can wait. Get on with it. Gather your thoughts, retrieve memories from the distant past, roll back the years, float your fears, feel free, coin the words, let them trickle or flow incessantly, I will interpret. Surely, you may empty your thoughts into my eardrums and strip your soul in full view of my mind. Just talk to me, I'm your friend. And another one to cap off this, if there is love. If there is love, who needs a reminder to care if there is love? Who needs to be nudged to share if there is love? Who needs to be coerced to help if there is love? Who needs to be pleaded with to have compassion if there is love? Who needs to be implored to have pity if there is love? Who needs to be petitioned to have mercy if there is love? Who needs to be told not to be selfish if there is love? Who needs to be reminded not to hurt or slander if there is love? Who needs to be told not to hate or envy if there is love? Who needs to be told not to judge or kill if there is love?
Enough love.
Yes.
I got some material from you, and among them was one that said, I am a black man.
Yes.
Right? And that I want to know, when you were writing that,
yes,
what was really happening at the time for you to put that to paper?
Okay, I paid tribute to Wayne Armond, the great cellist Wayne Armond.
Okay.
we recorded several songs together in his studio, and with Dwight Pinkney as well, separately. And Dwayne told me, said, Mr. Bean, he always calls me Mr. Bean. Bigger icon calling me Mr. Bean. Respect due to Wayne. And he said, Mr. Bean, I think you should record some of your poems. I don't know if Wayne said it to me because he realized that they were not playing my music or that I would not become a big deal singer based on my age. I was going towards 60 when I was recording most of my music. And I took his advice. And this is one of the poems that I wrote out of my consciousness of the blackness, out of this enslavement of our people, out of, I should have said in the beginning, I consider myself as a liberated, enlightened Christian. That means I am a Christian embracing the true Christ, not the white Christ, the one that they did from Italy.
Yeah, you told us about that the other day.
Yes. And therefore, because I've embraced my African consciousness, I had to express this poem. And thanks to Wayne, this is one of the many poems I recorded with him and with others. So I got the feeling that I need to express my blackness. And if you want me to read it, I read it for you.
I was gonna play it because
you can play it.
Yes, I was gonna play it, and then I'm gonna. I see a familiar face in the room there, Felton.
Felton.
Yeah.
What you doing on the podcast?
and
Pick up yourself, man. Good to see you.
And I wanted us to bring him in.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Felton. Blessed
I
Lord.
want to bring him in. So I'm gonna play this one first, and then
Thank you.
We're going to bring in some people for discussion with you as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I man is a black man, not just another man nor a man too, not a little man nor a big man, not a tall man nor a short man, not a slim man nor a fat man, not a handsome man or an ugly man, not a sexy man nor a macho man. I man is a man, a black man. I man is a black man, not a mama's man nor a mama man. Not a yes man, nor a everybody's man. Not a workman, nor a handyman. Not a this man, nor a that man. Not a best man, nor a big belly man. Not a rasta man, nor a bald head man. I man is a black man. A black. I man is a black man, not a drugs man nor a con man, not a gunman nor a bad man, not a done man nor a wicked man, not a weak man nor a strong man, not a powerful man nor a fallen man, not a funny man nor a straight man. I man is a man, a black. I man is a black man, not a black heart mannequin dressed up in white concepts of comeliness. I man is a black man, not a mentally enslaved African Caribbean man, believing that the color of my skin is sin. I man is a black man, a free, proud black man. That's who and what I am. I am a black man, a black man, a black man, a black man.
Yes, indeed. I man is a black man. Not a big belly man.
No, sir. Not a rasta man or a bald man. Not a con man or a done man.
I tell you, I had us to remove ourselves from live and run some pictures of you so that they don't see us bobbing our heads like bobbing dolls. Yes, so as I said, I'm going to bring in Felton. So,
Yes.
Felton, welcome again, sir.
Yes, how are you doing,
Francis?
I'm good. I'm
Everything
good.
good?
Hey, as Errol said something to me earlier, and it's true, you know. When certain people call you certain name, is certain people
Yes.
who you grew up with.
Welcome.
Because
Yes.
rarely I hear people call me Francis, you know. So you
I
know,
first hear that.
anytime somebody say call your real name, them know you long time.
Yes, yes.
so, so
Like other Dicky.
Yes, Felton, Dickie man. Only Clarendon and Frankfield people know that. I was the first time I went to New York on Jamaica Avenue. I heard somebody shouting, Dickie! I said, Jesus Christ, who know me from Frankfield? Some brethren know me from Frankfield and Jamaica Avenue. A car showed me out in New York years ago. Dickie.
Yeah.
Yes, Felton. Good to see you.
You remember what is doing, Dicky, right?
I must confess, your face looks familiar and I know the name, but just tell me where you lived and who you were.
I changed it back to Try.
Try. Okay.
Yes.
It makes sense now. Yes, man. You turn big man, so you cannot change that thing, you know. And so you hear gone and things. So you never realize that you bless up yourself.
hey, and I want to tell you, you know, the Errol.
Yes.
Felton revealed to me yesterday his name is boyish name Troy. We never know him as Troy.
Yeah, man, I am that man.
So you know, as them say, every Jamaican always have a name where it
Yeah,
never
man,
depend on
right,
the
we
birth
never name that.
certificate. Yeah.
Yeah. But I must confess, you know, as Dicky with the poetry there, right?
Yes.
But in mother, she was a very, 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 very good friend of my family. Right?
Oh, really? No, God, so many memories. Could you get my contact from Courtney? We can correspond, right?
Yeah, I always tell people that one of the first woman that I really ever really loved.
You?
And a big woman. She and my mother and so was friends.
Oh my, that's great.
And
What's your mother name?
Man,
What's your mother name again?
So much.
What's the name of your mother again? Remind me.
We are Hedwig, you know.
Her first name. Yes, man, I know the name, but her first name, your mother.
Miss Cachita.
Miss what?
But you don't know me from Dukes.
Dudes?
Dukes.
Dudes Carty?
Yeah.
Okay, long story that. Yes, man.
Long story that.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, we leave that out.
Yes, let us stay
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Because there's a long time now, me even say John.
Yes, he's in New York, yes.
Yeah, she knew
she may be listening too, but she wouldn't bring on her face because maybe she don't come up right here for money.
Oh my gosh.
The last time I saw her, she was at the Spanish Town Hospital for a little
Oh yes, she came there to do a very big service. Our daughter was born there, and she was born almost dead, and she gave her the mouth-to-mouth and brought her back to life in that hospital. And she's now our only daughter, and she's doing very well, and we're proud of her. Thanks for that Spanish Town experience. We must talk. If we continue to talk, they won't get any more poetry because there's so many links with you and Frankfield.
I know.
And so get my number, yes.
Yes, Maggie, Francis have my number, so.
Yes,
yeah, I have him credentials. I will pass it on to you.
Very good. And I'll link you on Facebook if you're not on my page.
I will pass it on.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. I'll be back in Jamaica in next month, in 2 weeks'
All right.
time.
Blessed love.
Yeah, nice to see you, though, Dickie.
You too.
Good to see you again.
Virgin.
And the work that you've been doing, man.
Thank you very much.
We're proud of it.
I must say, I must confess to, because I've been talking to Max, and I was telling Max, I say, I've never heard of Errol Bean, but the music and in poetry them is something where it need to be published, because especially the songs them, honestly. It's never too late, because you said now you make mention earlier about when Wayne told you to start do some recordings.
Yes,
and you were thinking, maybe because you're too old now. No, but now because of the technology that is at our fingertip, you can always become a recording artist anytime, because people don't necessarily have to see your face.
That's
to
right.
know, you know, what you look
I must
like.
correct this. If I gave the impression that Wayne thought I was too old, that's not it. I don't know if he felt that the poetry was so good that I should include it in my repertoire, because by that time I'd recorded an album, a 17-track album with Ernie Ranglin himself, Dwight Pinkney, and some of the top musicians in Jamaica.
And those are some big names.
Yes, man. All of the big names that I work with, man. I am the smallest person on my album.
Okay.
It's called Beyond the Rhythm.
No, man, you have to give us some more then.
Well, me send them to Courtney, you know, I have them a hide up.
Courtney.
I have the whole of them. You have my album.
Come in, Courtney.
Transfer them to them. Anyway, now hide them. I look them out one.
I look them out one.
Jamaica fly, so that's why him give it a one there first.
Okay.
Yes.
I have this one with name Love Your Woman.
Oh, that's a very important song in my life.
All right, tell us about it.
All right, Love Your Woman is the second song I recorded in 1988. And I got an interview on the former JBC TV with Tony Young, God rest his soul, my friend. And that song was done because of what my father did to my mother. Left her and went and married some other woman in England. And we suffered. We suffered profusely because of that. So women have been my bedrock. All the women who, my life has been held because of women. So, and when I see the number of men who have had children with women and don't mind them, I had to do that. That song was being distributed by Dynamic Sound in 1988. And then Hurricane came and mashed up everything. 2011, I saw the 45 being sold in Japan and San Francisco for 14 yen and some other money. And we said, what hold on, the music out there. So I started writing music and recording music in 2011, actually. So recently now, Grub Cooper, I engaged Grub Cooper and he helped me to make over that song, and Wayne added guitars to it. And the first song I'd said, take a bow if you love your woman. And Flanagan, Doug, their engineer, said, look, it's a bean. You can't talk about bow in them change bow in a man, a bow again. So raise your glass. So give thanks to Doug who said raise your glass.
Yeah.
And raise the glass. I like the song.
All right, we're gonna lick it for those who don't hear it as yet.
Yes,
so we're
respect.
gonna lick it right now.
Thank you very much.
Too much careless man in a Jamaica, going around having children, then don't want mind them. But man, hear me? Me no know what happened to some man. No, me friend, me no understand. Them only want enough picnic on the land, and then they feel fit and up like a man. How can a man say he love a woman, then think it hard to open his hand? How can a man say him love bikini, and when him get them, he give them nothing? Oh no, oh no, I know so we do it. Oh no. Yo, raise your glass if you love your woman. Raise your glass, you respect your woman. Raise your glass if you love picnic. Raise your glass if you mind your picnic. And love your woman, love your woman, love your woman, your woman our wife. Respect your woman, respect your woman, respect your woman. Me say treat her right and support your picnic, support your picnic, support your picnic. Don't leave them to fend. No, you fi mind them, you fi mind them, all of them. Oh yes, all of them. Oh yes, remember that. You must understand, hear me man, you must have ambition. No make your woman have to beg another man. No make your picnic suffer upon the land. How can a man say he love his woman, then think it hard to open his hand? How can a man say him love bikini, and when him get them, he give them nothing? Love your woman, love your woman, love your woman our wife. Respect your woman, respect your woman, respect your woman. Me say treat her right and support your picnic, support your picnic, Support your picnic, don't leave them prefer. No, you fi mind them, you fi mind them. All of them, oh yes, all of them, oh yes. Remember that. Yo, raise your glass if you love your woman. Raise your glass to respect your woman. Raise your glass if you love picnic. Raise your glass if you love picnic. And love your woman, love your woman. Love your woman are wife.
Yes, yes, indeed, Errol. Wicked, wicked tune that.
Thank you very much.
Hey, it have a touch of, you remember Loving Dear?
Yes, man.
Raise something another way, panty size.
Yes. I wouldn't sing about that in a public, but me know the vibe. So
Yeah, no. Him have a tune for that same type of rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, man. Loving Dear, genius, man.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Big genius, big
Yeah,
genius.
Errol.
Yes.
Yeah, just put that song into perspective in today's Jamaica and the Caribbean.
All right. So, Grub Cooper gave me a line. Grub Cooper from the Great Fab Five said, "Too much man going around having children." Now we know who man don't have children, but he put that line in the song to show that too many men, irresponsible men, not every man, they are responsible fathers and there are men who mind them picnic. But there are several men who are just going around sowing wild oats, having children, as Grub Cooper says, and don't mind them and move on. This is the burden of my heart. And this is something which touches me deeply. In fact, I want to tell you this without boasting. One of the areas that a lot of my money has gone into away from music. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in music when I was working to support the music, and hopefully it will benefit the next generation. I have given a lot of support to men, young women who have children without fathers. And I'm proud of that, because if men did not help my mother, when my father left in the 1950s on the Windrush, I would not have survived. My two sisters and I would not survive. So that song speaks to this situation. Incidentally, VPAL Music has it as a lot of my songs. And I hope that song will be taken up, not just for the money, because I'd like that message to go out. And I really thank the Real Stuff podcast for highlighting my music and giving me the forward, which the music deserves, even if I do not go along with it.
Cho. All right, the floor is yours again for if you want to rock some more poetry.
All right, so in keeping with that, Young Man Love is a poem that I recorded. So I don't know if you got it, but you might get a chance to play it, to get around to play it. But it's called Young Man Love. Young man, the voice of wisdom speaks, tune in. Young man, go and love. Not at a glance or by chance. Look not once. Could be a lifelong dance. Young man, love. Follow the original plan from the Almighty One. Young man, go love a princess, not an untamed tigress. No, don't test. You'll have no rest. Talk about distress. Young man, seek guidance. She may pose as a dove, but as you slip, she nips your bud. Young man, avoid a Delilah, a bare-faced liar, a subtle beguiler, a real man spoiler. Young man, yes, take the step. She, nice new dress, yes. And you, look your best. And the rest, yes. Young man, love is a tender flower, handled with gentle power. It full blooms, usually not in an hour. Don't rush your lover. Don't let your flower go dry, then sigh and cry. Of course it will die. Please hurry up and turn on love power. Yes, sprinkle your flower. Don't let it go sour. Easy, not a gushing shower. Always use tender love power. Man and woman, husband and wife, with a question. No fuss, no fight, no Dutch pot, broomstick, boot heel, scissors or knife. That's not right. Try cut flowers, wine and candlelight, and save love life. Then add love power. Enjoy your days, God Almighty praise. Secret, lasting love power.
Yeah. I see, Errol, that you have a heart of a romantic,
Yeah, we try to love the girls and love the women,
Coming like him in my mind this morning, man.
Listen to me, man. I have written so many poems on love and friendship and fellowship. I'm putting actually, not to push, I don't like to promote, it seem arrogant, but I have written over 400 poems, and including some are songs, and I am putting up collection, my consolidation collection together with about maybe 200 poems if the book won't be too long, and a lot of them are love poems. Many of them I wrote for Cynthia Sloss, and my poem for my mother and my sisters and my wife and my daughter and women who I've met on Facebook. Some of them I don't know. I've written poems for many of them. Many of them know themselves, and some of them are listening.
So let me ask you, currently, what you're working on now?
All right, what I'm working on, during 2012 to 2016, I retired in 2016 from active work life. I recorded over 30 tracks, gospel and cultural music and poems. Many of them are unmastered. Some of them I need to add a little voice touch up, and so I am consolidating those music, and then also a lot of poems that I am revising so that they can become more fluent and modern, or that I'm more enlightened and so on. So I'm working on a book, and then my life story, hopefully if God allows, I will put that in another book, not so much to promote who I am, but for the message of the steps that God has taken me through. So I hope to do that book down the road after I've published my my collection of poems, and then now to keep releasing songs. And I don't have any big ambition of performing. I've never been a great, well, not a great, I have performed, but I am not focused on performing because I work for 30 odd years in the corporate and teaching, lecturing, Shortwood College, Calabar. So all of my life I've been recording and writing, and now that I've retired, I am focusing on consolidation. And if the Lord God, Most High God, help me to live on, I will just keep putting out music until I make my transition.
Okay. I've heard you mention all the time about the people know you as thinking being.
Yes.
Why you use that phrase?
Well, put it this way. Albert Einstein is my hero.
Okay.
In white, of course, but he was a good man and he think a lot. He had his social problems, he wasn't perfect, but that is a standard of thinking and rationality. When I was studying at U.W.I University, I met people like Kierkegaard and some of the great philosophers. And so philosophy has been part of my life. And thinking, logics, reasoning, and those things are part of my work. So I had branded myself as the original Mr. Bean when I was doing music.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know me as the original Mr. Bean. But now that I'm putting in thinking into the space, my upcoming book is called From Mind to Mind. The Almighty Mind, the Most High, is the Almighty Mind who given me some of these works that I am transmitting through my finite mind to other finite minds. So I am the thinking being. My sister yesterday that she also is a thinking being, but she can't claim it for herself. I am the thinking being. Thinking is what is the most important thing away from love, to think straight with a sound mind.
True.
Yes.
There's one of these tracks we are also got from you. It's a Voice of the Wildflowers.
Serious piece of something. Rain Armond and Natural Eye, the guy who did that big song, big hit with Wayne Marshall. He's the one who recorded that. And Doug, he mixed it for me and mastered it. And that song means a lot because it is reflecting on the common. It's something to the common people. And therefore that reflects the heart of my heart towards the common people, away from women and girls and children, the poor, the downtrodden, those persons, the common people who are not recognized. Those are the real heroes of this country and the Caribbean and our African people. And therefore I had to highlight them. They are our heroes and heroines.
All right, we're gonna play it so that people can hear it as well. All right.
Thank you.
The voice of the wildflowers, to the ordinary Jamaican and our unsung heroes and heroines. The wildflowers are calling. They have a story to tell. The wildflowers are calling. Listen well. Day to night we stare at the sky, while some of our elevated kin must be shaded or they die, exposed to the fun or fury of the rain. We have been battered by many a violent hurricane. Growing freely we face the sun. Imported plant food we are served none, like the common people. We get no tender care, no loving words we hear. We are never taken to the fair, yet faithfully some of us bloom throughout the year. We do not decorate the expo, we are not tagged for the show, but silently we work, don't you know, like the common people. We accept most of us will not be given a big name or get pulled into the flower race game. We may never earn florist fortune or fame. We get no encouragement nor incentive. But from Morant Point to Negril Point, we are glowingly decorative, like the rich blend of the common people. The wildflowers are calling. They have a story to tell. The wildflowers are calling. Listen well. Nostalgia overwhelms us. Innocent, carefree, happy children made dolly house and played dirty pot. 'Twas the nicest recognition we ever got. They joined us, beautiful little reds, made necklace, wristbands, rings, and anklets, and natural plaits or shiny bumps heads, gracefully bedecked. Return, little common people. Aspirants, pretenders, people of middle and high societies, a vow you have to keep us in our place, out there, in there, back there, down there, and from the neighborhood of your greenhouse palaces efface. Take time and observe, and give honor where it is deserved. You who do not regard us as special, nor think us essential, check our credentials. We sweeten the places that are stink with our blended fragrance. We brighten the sidewalks that are dirty with our yellow, red, and pink. We wreath the graves of the poor, common, abandoned dead. We decorate a mystic revivalist woman's head.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
The banks of the rugged, winding roads along the countryside. We drape a neglected rusty fence and restore lost pride. We labor and bloom and give you honey, and you sweeten your tea, your lime juice, and make the money. Hear us. We taste the sweat of the common people. We see and count the tears of the common people. We feel the pulse, the heartbeat of the common people. We know the pain of the common people. We share the rejection of the common people. Yes, we hear the prayer of the common people. We wildflowers are the compelling voices of the common people. Respect us. Respect us. Respect us. The wildflowers are calling. They have a story to tell. The wildflowers are calling. listen well.
Yes. As I said, this one is a bombshell.
Give
I'm
thanks.
just listening to
I
the
must
words
give
of
tribute
it.
to Wayne.
Huh?
Sorry to talk over while you're talking, but Wayne Armond and I did the backing vocals. You can imagine Wayne Armond putting his voice with me. It must be something special. So both of us did that backing vocal, and I hope that song, that poem, really touches the heart of Jamaicans and all our people everywhere.
It is something special. Honestly,
you.
it is something special because it really, the words, I'm listening to the words and, the lyrics is powerful,
Thanks.
real powerful. And I'm glad we know you, honestly.
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm glad we
to
know you.
too. And I must say this, Franco, when I just started interacting, Courtney was a very nice guy. And I was surprised that he gave me the invitation to come because I never knew about this. This young lady, I ran across it one day. What's her name? The young poet that you had some months ago.
Antonio Valera.
Yes, I saw her and I said, boy, I wonder who these people are. And then I reached out to her and she said, contact Courtney. And Courtney graciously invited me. And then I used to say, boy, Franco look serious, man. Franco look serious, man. Franco, we can't make time to interview me. Franco, you're the nicest man. One of the nicest men, but you. But I have one poem that I have to slip in with a little story, unless you have something else.
Go ahead. We have time for you, man, to slip it in.
All right. Okay. Now, this poem is called When I Die. I hope it's not the last poem I read for you so that we don't end with death. But you see, anybody who's not prepared to die is not prepared to live, because while we live, we wait to die.
True.
And a lot of people are dying now because of COVID. Some persons who are here today listening elsewhere and will listen may not live to see the next months. And with the new variant on, we are pleading to people to take the measures to help to stem the tide. Little quick story about this poem. When I did my first recording called Freedom, Free I, who died with Peter Tosh. He got to love my music, and he used to use the flip side of this music. Chopper John from Blood Fire Posse produced it for me. He died after that. And Free I used to talk on it and talk as a lot of philosophies about freedom. I have his voice still and I hope to put it out one day, talking on that rhythm. And he invited me to see Peter Tosh. The new No Nuclear album was released, and I said, must meet Peter Tosh. And he said, come, let's go meet Peter Tosh. He called me back, or I saw him a couple of days ago, and he said, look, don't meet Peter Tosh this day, tonight. Something going down. We have had like something to discuss. And he said, don't come. I was disappointed. And the same night they were killed. So I would have been killed. And I had written this poem a few months before, and this poem was extensively read on JBC for Peter Tosh and Free I, and it was used for Cynthia's loss. Let me read it. It's not morbid, it's joyful. It's called When I Die. When I die, be it by water, knife, fire, car, or gun, and I added cancer and COVID, edited it, or while I lie in peaceful slumber, ask not why and do not sigh, for I shall soar beyond the grave and sky. When I die, weep not, my love, my family, my friends, raise not a lament, nor dress in grief, ponder not what my lot will be, because when I die, I shall be free. Yes, when I die, arise and sing soft and low, like a wounded robin, sing loud and long, like a happy lark, let the music play, beat the drums, let them echo with praise, give thanks, rejoice. For when I die, I shall not die, but live on and on and on.
Wicked and wild.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, wicked and wild. You are not the first person I heard with that same talking about Free I. I have a brethren of mine, call him Tsunami Mike. He's up in Boston there. And he too was supposed to be at that same premises that night. Yeah, because he went to JBC that evening to meet Free I, and Free I left.
My goodness.
Free I couldn't wait on him because he was late. The bus was late. And Him say, boy, him was so disappointed because
Same thing, man.
he was working with Free Eye on some music too.
Yes, Free Eye was a good man.
Yeah, and at the time, him used to name Daddy Mike. Them used to call him Daddy Mike.
Yes.
So, you know, I heard that before, so thank God, you know, that wasn't your time yet.
No, it wasn't my time.
Yeah, because you really have some stuff there that I think you should start putting them out.
I'm going to, and I will send all of
Put them
to
out,
you.
you know.
And
that's going to be, that you see, your legacy is already there. It's been
Yes.
written and it has been voiced.
yes.
So let it be heard.
Thank you very
That's
much.
the only thing I can say. Let it be heard. No, it's
It shall be done according to the will of the Most High.
as the Garifuna would say, Chulowali Wadani, and it means
Yes.
our time has come.
My goodness.
Yeah. So it's our time now, you know.
My
And
goodness.
the Caribbean people need to know a lot of stuff that is happening.
Yes.
You know. Well, Courtney, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm since our time is up now, I'm going to bring you in to, you know, make the final roundup. And then before we do the final roundup, I want to play the Black African Bloom.
Wow.
And I think I want to know something, sir. Between me and Courtney, what should we interject the other 15 or what?
Yeah, well, we can do it because since, you know, he has a whole, you know, a great big catalog of work.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, we need to put it out there that people know, you know, of Errol D. And, you know, I just love this man's humble spirit and the way he does things. You know, everything that he does is on a professional level. And surely, man, you know, I am here and, you know, amazed at the poetry, you know, that I'm listening to, the expression of his Afrocentric consciousness. You know, and I think more people should know about Errol D. You know,
I don't know if it's a Frankfield thing, you know, but I see him with Felton go on, humble, you know, and
Frankfield people, no, Clarendon, you see Clarendon people?
Yeah.
Frankfield, we are the most humble people because we were kind of bordered road by the mountains around us, and the river where flows gently. But the man them changed now. The man them changed. Frankfield turn up with crime now.
Yeah, because Felton there, you see, I always say them should build a statue in the center.
Oh my.
A Percy Street and Bond Street, right where it meet up right there, so or
Yes.
Access Street and Percy Street, because this
Oh
man
my God.
have trod through West Kingston. I mean,
What?
he trod through West Kingston on foot. That you know, feet I'm only carriage. You know,
Bob Marley.
and him just bring youths together. I mean, bring youths together. And Felton been in the States for years.
My goodness.
And go back and forth to Jamaica, same place in West Kingston, and doing the same thing, bringing back the youths them together through music. You know, so as I say, and people would see him and don't even know. You
Yes.
know, yeah. Only those who know.
Bless up Felton. We have to Charles, we have to link up. Just quick word on that Black African Bloom, published as a poem in 1998 in my first collection of poems called Flower Blooms. And that poem, the voice behind it is Carol Dexter, Mr. Dexter's daughter, and you know, other musicians are involved, and Wayne was involved too. And the point is that song poem is to the right excellent Marcus Messiah Garvey, who is the black man's hero, and I had to do something for him, and I'm happy that you find the time to make the time to play that particular poem. One something that pains my heart. When I went into the studio, I was very nervous and left out Ghana. I have it in the script, so you don't hear Ghana among the names, but I have done over the poem. The published poem has Ghana in it. So my apologies to our Ghanaians as part of our ancestry.
Okay, so we're gonna play it still, and
Yes, thank you.
know, and then we're gonna wrap up. But I want them to hear it because I listen to it and I say, all right, I know when I'm gonna save this for. I didn't even want you to recite it. I want to
Thank
play
you very
it.
much.
All right.
And the abeng was done by Mikey Carroll.
Whoa, they are bang.
Actual abeng, I have it.
Actual bang. You can blow the bang. You can blow it.
No, me try it, but my job burn me, so me give Mikey to blow
Maybe
it.
Felton can blow it, because Felton can blow trumpet and things
Yes.
like that. So
Come
she able
on,
to
Felton
blow
laugh it
the
off,
she able to blow the cow on there.
Resemble Max, my cousin named Max. So
All right. Then. Let me play the African Bloom here.
The Black African Bloom, to the right excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
We need a black flower, a lovely black flower. Said the black flower, strong African flower.
In a greenhouse, in the garden or in the pot, cultured or wild, foliage green, flowers colorful, purple and shades, yellow and shades, blue and shades, pink and shades, red and shades, and even white. But where is the black flower growing naturally? Is the sun too hot for black, or is shadow sin, evil and death? We need a black flower to remind us of our African roots, to remind us of Angola, Congo, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Gambia, and Senegal. We need a black flower to remind us of the slave ships, Hannibal, Amistad, the Zong, and the George. We need a black flower to depict the coffles and the chains, the resistance, the struggle for freedom in the Americas and the West Indies. We need a black flower to sing the songs of redemption, to sound the abeng of the black princess, Lani of the Maroons, to beat the drum of the black hero, Marcus Garvey. We need a black flower like scarlet poppy to rise from the grave of our history, the grave of our pride, the grave of our power, the grave of our culture, the grave of our confidence, the grave of our dignity. We need a black flower to speak of black courage and black power. We need a black flower to create positive images of black beauty. We need a black flower to erase distortions of the black skin and stop bleaching. We need a black flower to dispel negative associations of blackness. Yes, let the black flower remove the stain of brainwashed concepts of self. Oh, Almighty Jah, send us a black flower with beautiful black petals, bright red sepals. Let it sit on a strong green stalk. Let the black flower disturb the prejudices, the hate, and the rejection. Let the black flower call for reparation and repatriation, as well as the exoneration of Marcus Garvey. Let the black flower, the black African blue, proclaim freedom, freedom, freedom. Let the black flower bloom, if only in my dream, my dream, my dream.
We need a black flower, a lovely black flower. Send a black flower, strong African flower.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Another bombshell, Errol.
Thank you.
Where have
Thank
you been hiding, man?
Well, the people have not seen it fit to highlight I and I work yet.
Yeah.
But as Marley said, the time will come and anything to happen will happen. And I have done the work, and I give thanks to the podcast, the real stuff, for highlighting my work today. And I look forward to supporting you in the background and helping to promote this channel because it is our channel.
Yeah, man. We're going to promote your music some more. So, try with this trumpet there.
With him trumpet. Oh, my God.
Come in, Felton. Let me hear you.
Without the mouthpiece. Just get traded for the man. You know? We get traded for the man.
Yeah.
We get a done trade. If you look at top there, so.
Okay.
Yeah, plus this one. So we get them for the band.
Which band?
Down next week.
They sent the band I was telling you about. The march, they were play the music. St. Annie's marching band.
Goodness, very good. Thank God.
St. Annie's marching band. So
very good.
You and him going link up.
No, man, we have to link up, man.
You and him going link up.
Countryman, we have to link up.
So we thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because you just have that creator, man.
I never know where you're the virgin.
Hey, social media do a lot of things for people.
Yes, man.
For the last, 20 years, it has been meeting up good friends, past, neighbors and things like that. So
yes,
it's powerful. We have to use it. We have to utilize it.
Yes, it's true. And I have to link up, bless up my cousin Walden Smith. I think he's in Florida too. Mighty Maxine and my cousins and other persons who are commenting, and Michelle. Their people are on the YouTube, and many people love to listen about them out and buy food. So when they will see it on the YouTube channel.
Well, I'm glad you yell them up for me, because I was just about to yell them up. So I'm glad you were able to do that. And so we thank you this morning, Errol, for taking time out and coming here again. You've been one of our ardent supporters from the first time you came on board. So continue.
Thank you.
Felton, glad you were here this morning as well, and Courtney.
Yes. A big up to Felton, man. Just glad to see you on camera. Yeah, and just want to thank Errol Bean, for and I don't even have words. I'm kind of speechless, about his works, great works, and just the heart, just like the use of metaphor in that last, African flower, and we need this black flower. But just to remind people too that, we have what we call a black rose, which is a rare rose. We're hardly, it's hard to be grown.
Naturally.
And hardly anyone ever, know that you have a black rose.
Somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we just want to, encourage Errol, to continue doing the work.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? That we both spoke and stuff. That,
yes.
Sometimes, maybe not to reveal them anyway, but just to talk, talk on some serious spiritual things.
Yes.
And, I like, your spirit and where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Because, not many people have this kind of consciousness or Afro-consciousness within them, and because we are coming out of an era that, we have seen these things happening. We grew up in the times of, the 70s, the Malcolm X, the Heights of Marcus Garvey celebrations, the Walter Rodney, and we could go on and on. But we know that these, men has influenced our lives and the actions they took. And we just don't want this thing to be like we're just talking.
That's right.
Yeah, we want to extend it into action that the younger generation coming, can know. Even the piece that you allude to about, bleaching the skin.
Yes.
I at first when I knew about it in Jamaica, I thought it was just women doing all of this.
No, man.
I was surprised,
Let more men do it.
Yeah.
More from us.
And, and even one of the things that amazed me too, I remember on a trip to Jamaica that I went into a barber shop and this young man was shaving his eyebrow. And I'm saying, what? So we see how far we have gone away from, our culture, our roots and culture. So, I'm happy that in your poetry and your music that you are bringing back this aspect to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again.
You're welcome.
True. So before we get out of here, I want to send some some shout out, some love shout out to Francine this morning, who she have lost a family member, a loved one.
Man. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, if you guys heard the show yesterday, you could hear the passion in her voice. She was talking about something that she witnessed on the job, but she couldn't tell us in detail, and only to find out that the patient involved was a family member.
Oh man.
So you can imagine the hurt, the pain that she's going through and her family. So we at the Real Stuff Podcast this morning send our love and our support, and we hold it deep in our heart. For Max Wanette, who's also out this morning, and some personal errand, we just wanted to stay safe and keep the faith as well. And for Flavius, we know that you're battling, you're really trying to come online, but we know that the weather condition have forced power outage in your parish. And from what I'm told, the JPS is working hard, tirelessly, to get you back online and get you back with power. So with that, I want to remind you that live and love every moment of your life. Be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others, keep the faith, and never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. Must pray. You must, and continue praying. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share the video. And the object of this channel is to educate and entertain you too. All right? So until next time, we ask you that you continue to support the channel, because it's yours. It's our Caribbean channel, and we have the message. We're going to spread it, and we want you to be a part of it as well. We're going to ask Queen Lubafu in the Garifuna language to say the Our Father, and then Tafina to take us out. So Errol, Felton, Courtney, and all those in the chat room this morning, thank you very much for taking your time and spending us with us. So wherever you are this morning, viewing and watching, listening, if you're in Jamaica, if you're in the USA, Canada, Africa, we thank you. And stay safe, because this COVID is going around. Something is out there. Believe it or not, something is out there. Queen Lubafu.
You lead us so full. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do.
Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
That's why me know what said me if it could flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away me say.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Shorty,